to your full body resistance workout. So you're going to either need a kettlebell, a set of dumbbells, or a resistance band. So we have got 3 supersets in total. Each exercise we're going to be completing for 45 seconds with a 15-second rest. And that superset is going to be completed 5 times before we take a slightly longer rest. So there will be pre and postpartum considerations in this workout as well, so plenty of variations to work with what you've got. But as always, it's really important that you've consulted with your doctor to participate in exercise. So let's start with a squat position to get us nice and warm. Our feet are a little bit wider than our hips, knees and toes turned out. We're going to sit the bottom down and back, knees push out to the direction of your toes, drive for your heels to come up. We have 10 of these just to get ourselves nice and warm. Drawing that belly button and keeping that core nice and strong. And as we exhale to drive through those heels to bring us up, that's when we're going to lift through that pelvic floor. Good, chest is tall, shoulders down and relaxed. Lovely, we've got 5 more. Good, 4. 3 more here, just at your own pace, at your own tempo, just to get yourself nice and warm. And we're going to stay with this squat. This time what I want you to do is drive that knee to the front of the body. We sit down into your squat, slight twist and rotation from that upper body if it's comfortable for you to lift the knee. 10 of these in total. Slight pause as you come into that rotation. Rib cage comes round, and of course being really mindful of bump if you are pregnant as we lift that knee. Good. Dropping down into that squat just as wide as feels comfortable. We have 5 more. Inhale to come down, exhale 4. Good, last 3. 2 more here. Last one, lovely. Bring your feet in nice and narrow, so your knees and toes just in line with your hips. We're going to be breaking at the hip to come into our hip hinge. So pop your hands just on your hips. Imagine tipping those hips forward and then bringing it back up nice and tall. 10 of these. Get a nice big stretch through the back of the legs. Inhale to come down, exhale driving through the heels to come back up. Make sure we keep a nice neutral spine all the way through. Soft bend in the knees. Lovely, 5 more here. Taking your time with each one. Nice big stretch through the back of the legs, and you're only dropping as low as feels comfortable for you. Lovely, 2 more. Last one. And stay in this nice narrow stance. We're going to sit your bottom back down into your chair squat, and then I want you to come up onto the ball of the foot. So we come into a calf raise. Sit that bottom down and back, knees and toes face directly forward. Calf raise coming onto the ball of the foot. Again, 10 of these. Draw that belly button in. Exhale to drive up. Rib cage is down. Core nice and strong. Lovely. Exploding through those heels, raising onto the ball of the foot. Chest is up. 5 more. Good. 4. 3 more. And then we're going to come down onto all fours to finish up our warm-up. Lovely. Have a little bit of a step out of the legs. We're going to come down onto the knees. You want your knees in line with your hips, your wrists in line with your shoulders, and we're going to come into a thread the needle. So I want you to take your left hand, thread it through the right. The eyes are going to follow the direction of your fingertips as you open wide across that chest, and then thread the arm back through. We have 5 of these on each side. And again, only working at a range that feels comfortable for you. So limiting that rotation if you are slightly further along in your pregnancy, or if you are recovering from a C-section. Good. 2 more. Last one here. And pop that hand down, exactly the same opposite side. Take that right hand, thread it through, open wide. Good. Eyes gaze, following the fingertips. Good, getting a nice big stretch through the top of the back as we pass the arm through, and then opening across the front of the chest, front of the shoulder here. Lovely. 2 more. Your very last one here. place that hand down to the floor. Just to mobilise that spine, warm that back up a little bit more. We're going to come into our cat-cow. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through your nose as we lift the head, drop the belly button down, relax the abdominals here, and then exhale, draw the belly button in, tuck the head under, and we've got 5 of these. Again, working at a range that feels comfortable for you. Shoulders are relaxed and down away from the ears. Lovely, last 3. Draw that belly button in, lift through that pelvic floor. And we've got our last 2. Last one here. And then bring yourself into a nice neutral position through the spine. Tuck your toes under, walk your hands back, gently bring yourself up to standing. So that should be us nice and warm. I want you to make sure that you've got some water handy. If you need slightly longer to rest in between exercises, then please do feel free to pause the video. So our very first exercise, I'm going to demonstrate with a kettlebell and a resistance band, but also show you your options for dumbbells. So I will be using mostly throughout this workout a resistance band. And our very first exercise is going to be a squat to upright row. So if you're using a resistance band, your feet are down across the band here. We're going to cross the band over in front of us, dropping our bottom down and back, so like we did in our warm-up. Break at the knee and the hip at the same time, keeping the chest up. As you exhale and drive through the heels, the elbows come up nice and high for our row. So the arms skim the body, drawing up, rib cage down, core nice and strong. It's really important here that the elbows are coming higher than the shoulders, and the shoulders are staying down and away from your ears. If you're using dumbbells, just simply keep them in front of the body. We drop down and we row. Again, keeping those dumbbells nice and close to the body. Your kettlebell option, exactly the same. Down into that squat, drive into that upright row. Good, chest is tall, kettlebell nice and close to the body. And again, making sure those elbows come up high. We're going to be pairing that with a front raise. So again, your first exercise, the first option here, sorry, resistance band. Core is nice and strong. Stand with it with one foot. Nice soft bending you're supporting, and we're lifting those arms out to the front of the body. Rib cage is down, core nice and strong, and we keep it nice and slow and controlled on the way down as well. If you're using a kettlebell or dumbbells, again, raising to the front of the body, and then gently bringing back down again. So we've got your upright row. You'll squat into upright row, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and then we go straight into our front raise. You're then going to have another 15-second rest before we go into our following rounds. We've got 5 rounds in total. So we're going to get that squat position. If you're using that resistance band, the band is just underneath the feet. Slightly wider than a normal stance if that's comfortable for you. If not, keep it a little bit narrower, okay? So we're starting off with that squat into upright row. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Break at the hips, sit that bottom down and back, and row. Good, so nice and slow, nice and controlled. Really mindful of the core all the way through. Chest is up, draw that belly button in, lock that rib cage down. Those knees push out into the direction of your toes. Nice neutral spine. Good, that's over halfway. Keep it going. We want quality over quantity. So nice and slow, nice and controlled. Mindful of that movement. We've got 10 seconds. Good. Remember your different options if you've got a dumbbell or kettlebell handy. And rest there, lovely. 15 seconds to rest. Front raise is coming up next. It's going to come quick. Whichever option you're using, we're going in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lock that core in. Nice and slow and controlled. Inhale as we come down with the arms. Exhale as you lift up. So you can either use that single dumbbell here, grasping hold of the kettlebell, so holding the widest part of the kettlebell and bringing it out in front. That's halfway. That rib cage is down, core nice and strong. Last 15 seconds here. Last little bit, nice and slow, nice and controlled, all the way through. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Take your little 15-second rest here in preparation for your squat to upright row. If the upright row isn't comfortable, do just stick to your normal squats. Get ready in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Round 2, we squat and we row. Nice soft bend in the knees at the top. Making sure we don't lock those knees out, but we still want to squeeze through those glutes. Good, nice and strong. Chest is up, core is engaged. Going at your own pace, working at your own depth for that squat as well. Those elbows come up high, shoulders are down away from the ears. We have got 10 seconds left here. Nice and strong. And then we're going to have a 15-second rest before we go into your front raise. 3, 2, 1. Transition over. Get ready for that front raise. Soft bend in the knees. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We raise. Nice and slow and controlled on the way down. Predominantly working the front of the shoulders, but we are still working the core here, working that upper back as we lock in that posture. Make sure we're holding that nice and neutral alignment through the spine. Inhale to slowly lower. Good. That's over halfway. Don't rush this one, okay? Nice. We've got 15 seconds. Chest is up. Core is strong. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get ready. In 15 seconds, we're going back into that squat to upright row. Get ready for it. In 3, 2, and 1. Break at the hips, hit that bottom down and back into that upright row. Nice and strong. And if you're not comfortable using that resistance band, you can just come into your normal body weight squat, okay? So using a kettlebell, a dumbbell, or resistance band is completely optional. We can just go in with that normal body weight squat if you need to. Chest is up. Whew, my band broke. It's not so good. Ignore that. Maybe I'll stick to squats. Good. Nice. Keep it going. That wasn't supposed to happen. Last little push here. I guess I'll have to do it with the kettlebell then. Nice. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get ready for that front raise. It's going to make things a lot harder for me now. Much shorter resistance band. I'm going to take this one seated so I've got less resistance. In 3, 2, and 1. We're coming into that front raise. Slowly lower. Nice. So now working with half a resistance band. So I'm coming down to seated just to limit the resistance there, okay? Because there is no way I am about to front raise half of this band. Lovely. Very nearly there. We've got 10 seconds. That means I'm going to have to do the harder option for that squat to upright row. Good. Last 3, 2, and 1. Arrest that down. Right. There is no way I can front raise this because I think it's 24 kilograms. We'll just keep working with that. Ready? Get ready for that squat to upright row in 3, 2, and 1. At least we're nearly at the end, I suppose. Chest up nice and tall. Core is strong. Sitting that bottom down and back. Rib cage down. Nice. Good. Strong with that squat. Sit that bottom down and back. Elbows coming high. Boy, halfway. We've got 15 seconds. Not that I'm counting or anything. Remind me to get a lighter kettlebell. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds and we're going to go into that front raise. Again, I'm coming into the option of seated. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're lifting. Slowly drop back down. Good, core strong, rib cage down, into that front raise. Very nearly there, guys. Get this done and we've just got one round left, okay? Stay strong all the way through. We've got 15 seconds left. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds to rest. One final round left. Get ready for it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Our last set, so those squats to upright row. Sitting that bottom down and back, chest is up. Remember, your option is just a normal body weight squat if you don't feel comfortable adding in any of those pieces of equipment. Lovely. Chest is up nice and tall. Driving through those heels. Squeezing the glutes. We're over halfway now. Going at your own pace here. We've got our last 10 seconds of this squat to upright row. Very happy we're nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Front raise. Last time here. Get ready. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Raise it forward. Nice and slow and controlled on the way down. So remember, you can do this one seated if you need to. You need to take a little bit more resistance off that band. Inhale as we come down. Exhale to come up. Get this round done, and then we're going to have a nice little minute to rest. Plenty of time to grab some water. Nice. Still so gutted about my resistance band. That's halfway. In fact, we're over halfway now. We've got 15 seconds. Strong to finish. Chest is up. Core engaged. Here we go. Last little bit. We've just got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A lovely 4 minutes to rest. So for our next 2 exercises, we have got a deadlift into a walkout. So if you're using your resistance band, the band is underneath the feet. We're a little bit narrower now, so knees and toes just in line with your hips. We're going to send your bottom back, hip hinging like we did in the warm-up, and then you're going to drive forward. If you've got dumbbells, you're just going to hold them to the front of the body. If you've got a kettlebell, exactly the same again. We skim here, get a big stretch through the back of the legs, and you're only dropping as low that feels comfortable, okay? So it's a hip hinge, we tilt the hips forward, stretching through the back of the hamstrings. Don't go too low because else you may cause your lower back to arch. We're going to be pairing that with a walkout, so a nice soft bend of the knees. We sit the bottom down and back, bring the hands down to the floor, walk out into a plank position if that's comfortable for you. If not, you're just walking out onto all fours. Keep those toes tucked under, walk the hands back, coming back up into your squat position, okay? So 45 seconds deadlift, 45 seconds into that walkout. So we've got about 10 seconds left. Make sure you have grabbed water. If you need a slightly long to rest, of course, pause the video. Get ready for your deadlift. In 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to break at the hip. Sit that bottom down, keep that chest up. Nice neutral alignment through the spine. Getting a big stretch through the back of the legs. So there's no change in the back here. It literally is just those hips tilting. You've got that hip hinge to think. Tipping water out of a bucket with those hips. There's a nice soft bend in the knees, but we don't bend the knees any further, okay? Working into the back of the legs, into the back of those hamstrings. Now if you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell, that's just out into the front of the body here. We've got 10 seconds. Inhale as you come down. Exhale to drive through for 4, 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds to rest here. We've got that squat position to start your walkout in. Soft bend to the knees, and we are sitting down into that squat before walking ourselves out, okay? So either to a plank or all fours in 3, 2, and 1. I want you to really take your time with this one. Nice and strong with every part of the movement. So your plank, you're just coming out into a nice straight line through the body, making sure there's no overarching in the back. Now if you are pregnant or early postpartum and you don't feel comfortable in the plank, drop the knees down to the floor, okay? Lock that belly button in, walk yourself back up. We're looking for any internal pressure here. So any particular pressure in the middle of the tummy, or if you're unable to hold that plank comfortably while breathing and locking that rib cage down. You can always come down onto the knees at any point if you need to. Just make sure you've got that neutral spine, core is engaged. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring yourself up. Get ready for that deadlift. That is 1 round down already. Breaking at the hip in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hip hinging down. If you're holding onto those dumbbells or that kettlebell, it's just at the front of the body. And you're only dropping as low as feels comfortable, okay? So what we don't want to see is you going too low and you're starting to fold over, okay? Nice flat back. Stretching through the back of the legs, driving through those heels to bring yourself back up to neutral. So try not to shove the body all the way forward, okay? That core is strong, rib cage down. Nice, last little bit here. We've got 10 seconds before we prepare for those walkouts. Core is engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squat position to begin those walkouts. Chest up. Remember, use whatever option feels best for you. Start in the plank and then come back down to all fours if you need to. 3, 2, and 1. Sit that bottom down and back. Walk those hands out nice and controlled, okay? Nice and smoothly coming back up. At any point you can drop in and out of either that plank or onto all fours, listening to your body, which is why we're doing this one nice and slow, nice and controlled. We're working the legs, we're working the upper body, we're working the back, we're working the core. So we've got a lot going on here. Nice and slow, nice and mindful of each stage of the movement. 15 seconds left, and that is 2 rounds down already. Last little bit here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deadlift time. So again, if you're using a kettlebell or dumbbells, nice and close to the body, okay? Get ready for that deadlift. In 3, 2, and 1. Round 3, here we go. Sit that bottom down and back. Lock the shoulder blades back. That back is very much working here as well. Just a full posterior chain exercise. Upper back, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. Everything is working here. Take your time. Nice, get nice and familiar with that movement. Good, and if you've got a selection of weights around you, we want to make sure that we're able to maintain that form, but we're still challenging the body, okay? The most important thing is that form. We don't want to smash through it. We've got 5 seconds. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. And last one, and rest there. Get ready for those walkouts. Get this done in just 2 rounds left. Soft bend to the knees. We're going in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Break into that squat. Gently walk those hands out onto all fours if you need to. If you are dropping down onto the knees, it's still really important that you're keeping connected with that core, okay? You're drawing that belly button in. You're imagining the waist is wrapping around here. Those abdominal muscles putting the hip bones together, locking that rib cage down. Mindful of each part of the movement. Exhale as you come back up nice and tall. Take a breather at the top if you need to. Again, we want quality over quantity. Nice and strong. Under 10 seconds left, okay? So give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds to rest, then back into those deadlifts. 2 rounds left. Get ready for it. Soften the bend in the knees, grab hold of whatever piece of equipment you're using. Here we go, 45 seconds. Sitting that bottom down and back. Inhale to come down. Exhale to drive through. Strong through the back. Imagine those armpits are being pulled back into the body. Good. Mindful of that spine. Nice neutral position. Rib cage is down. That's over halfway there. Getting that nice big stretch of the hamstrings, whatever that range of movement looks like for you, okay? So if you're fairly tight in the hamstrings, if you've got any issues through the pelvis or the back, limit your range of movement. And of course, if you've got a bump in the way. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake those legs off. Get ready for that walkout. Nice and strong with whatever option you choose. That core is important. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Break at the hips. Walk those hands out. If you're in that plank, you've got that tailbone tucked under slightly, rib cage down, making sure we're not overarching the back. It's really important that you're not sticking the hips down, okay? Lock that plank position out. Like I said, really take your time to get into that position. This one is not about speed. Taking that breather at the top. We have got our last 15 seconds, okay? 10 seconds here. Good. We've got 1 round left after we get this done. 3, 2, 1. Deadlifts for the very last time. Deadlifts, walkouts, and then you've got 1 set of supersets left. Get ready for the deadlifts. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's finish this one nice and strong. Inhale to come down. Exhale as you drive through the heels. Just coming up into a neutral position. The body might be getting tired now, but don't try and force the reps, okay? Slow it down. Connect with the body. And if you can't quite make it all the way through to that 45 seconds, you've already reached 30 seconds, okay? Last 15 seconds left. Nice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 15 seconds left before we go into that last set of walkouts. Then you've got a lovely minute rest after this, okay? Finishing nice and strong in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Remember that squat position all the way through. That strong squat into that strong walkout, into that strong plank. Break every little step down. Keep those hips nice and stable. Make sure there's no rocking, especially when we're walking out. Rib cage is down, core is strong. Bending at the knees, pushing all the way back. We've got 15 seconds left. Slow it down if you need to. Just stay strong. We've got our last little bit. You're probably likely to get 1 more rep in if you're lucky. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a whole minute to rest. Last superset, okay? Bent over row into a slow mountain climber. So either a band, kettlebell or dumbbells. Our feet are going to be on the band here. We're going to get into our deadlift position, okay? Flat through the back, and again, just as low as you feel comfortable, as long as you're able to maintain that neutral spine. We're going to be drawing the elbows into the waist, squeezing in with your shoulder blades, really pinching up, okay? Shoulders stay down and away from the ears, so try not to row too high. You want those wrists about in line with your belly button, if not lower, okay? Option with your kettlebell, grab hold of the kettlebell here, And again, you're rowing to about the belly button. Dumbbells, you can have them either facing each other or facing out to the side, whichever position feels best for you. We're pairing that with a slow mountain climber. So if you're pregnant like me, we're going to raise the upper body on an elevated surface. Plank position if it's comfortable, and we're putting that knee in towards the body. If you're not pregnant and you're fine with a little bit more impact, a little bit more work in the core, you're down on the floor and we're putting those knees in. If you don't want to be in a plank whatsoever, you're just going to be lifting those knees, especially if you are much later on postpartum or pregnant, okay? So let's get ready for our last and final superset. Bent over row, 45 seconds, 15-second rest into your slow mountain climber. Get ready with whatever you're using. We want it nice and strong. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lock into that bent over row. Squeeze those elbows back. We're pinching, those elbows are behind. We want those wrists to land just underneath the belly button, okay? So not too high up. Your rib cage is still tucked down. Core is strong. Remember that deadlift position. Hip hinging, breaking at the hips. Nice soft bend in the knees and a neutral spine. We've got 15 seconds here. Inhale as you slowly extend those arms. Exhale to squeeze up. So the lowering part is equally as important here. Don't just let those arms ping down. 3, 2, and 1. Mountain climber position. So your plank, really important. Rib cage is down. Tailbone tucked under. Wrists in line with your shoulders, but if you are doing this one elevated, you can also come onto the elbows. Mindful of how much you pull your knees in. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is not a good idea with socks. Good. Remember, you've got the option in a full plank position, or you can come up to standing and just raise the knees, okay? Obviously, if you are pregnant, do watch the bump. Rib cage is down. Core is strong. And if you do want an additional difficulty to the exercise, do it in socks and on a slippery surface. Here we go, last little bit here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think I'm going to have to expose my feet. I just can't do that, Kim. In socks is too hard. Lovely, bent over row. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Break at the hip. Squeeze back. Pinch those elbows in nice and close to the body. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Remember, if you're using a kettlebell, exactly the same again. Kettlebell close to the body. Elbow squeeze. Pulling that kettlebell so the handle is coming up towards the belly button. And if you've got dumbbells, either palms facing each other, coming in nice and narrow, or you can take it out to the side, okay? If you want to target more of the upper back. We've got 15 seconds here. Last little bit. Good, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Into that plank position. Let's hope I don't slip this time. Either on the floor into your full plank, your elevated plank, or standing. We're going in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw that knee in, send it back, better. Rib cage down, neutral spine. Good, tailbone tucked under. So you don't want to be seeing any of the bottoms up in the air. That knee comes forward, but we keep those hips nice and stable, okay? So try not to rock yourself all over the place. We want the wrists in line with your shoulders. Lovely, we've got 15 seconds here. Nice and slow and controlled with it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bent over row. Woo! 10 seconds. Set yourself up Get ready. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pull those elbows in. Squeeze with those shoulder blades. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. And that rib cage is still down. We're still locking in that core. Making sure the shoulders stay down and away from the ears. Really pinch in with those shoulder blades. Lovely, that's halfway. Good, really slow and controlled on the way down as well, especially if you're using that kettlebell or dumbbell. Stay connected with the body, connected with your back. Squeeze in with the shoulder blades. We've got 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Plank position. Get ready for it. We're so close to the end, guys. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knee in. Rib cage down. Core engaged. Good. So you're either down on the floor, you're elevated, or you can come up to standing, keeping those hips down and just raising the knees, okay? So that one's particularly good if you are pregnant or you're just not comfortable in that plank position. It's nice and slow and controlled, okay? So if you are standing, don't feel that you're copping out. If you do it nice and slow, nice and controlled, you're still going to be having that core working. We've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 15 seconds, then bent over row. We're very close to the end of the full workout. Whatever equipment you're using. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. And if you're lucky enough to have multiple pieces of equipment around you, then do feel free to jump in between using each piece. Find what works best for you. We want to challenge the body, but we want to make sure that we're still using really good form. That core is so important all the way throughout, with the rib cage down, drawing the belly button in. Exhale on the effort, so inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. The diaphragm is connected with our core. Really important for our pelvic floor health as well. We've got 10 seconds here. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plank position. Get this done, and then we've just got 1 round left. We're going in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly draw that knee in. The aim is to get that knee in past the hip without rocking those hips. Good, getting those lower abdominals working into those hip flexors. Good, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Exhale as that knee comes in. Inhale as it extends. Or if it's too much to think about your breathing, just breathe. Whatever you do, do not hold your breath. We've got 15 seconds here. And then we're going to go into our last and final round before coming into our stretches. Nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set up for that bent over row one more time. We're going in 10 seconds. Very last time. Core is strong. Break at the hip. 45 seconds. Here we go. Row and release. Squeeze that back. Good. Last time for this exercise. Shoulders are down and away from the ears. Pulling those elbows in nice and close to the body. Good. Pinch in with those shoulder blades. Elbows skim the sides. Come straight up towards the ceiling. We've got 15 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plank position for just one more time. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That slow mountain climber. Pulling that knee in. Your last 45 seconds of work. Rib cage down. Good. Strong to finish. If it's safe for you to do so, just keep going. Core is strong. That's halfway. Your last 20 seconds here. Get ready for that 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down onto the knees. Walk that body back. We're going to come out into a child's pose just for a quick stretch. Knees wider than the hips, bottom down onto your heels. Walk your fingertips forward. If it's comfortable for you, pop your forehead down to the floor. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Use those fingertips to walk the body forward, stretching through the back. And from here, I want you to take your right hand, thread it through the left and place that shoulder down onto the floor. You're getting a slight release from the upper back and the shoulder here. Your bottom can raise slightly off the heels now if it needs to. And swap that over to exactly the same opposite side. Thread that left hand through. Slowing that breathing down. And then bring that hand back through. We're coming up onto all fours, onto the knees, and we're going to come into our hip flexor stretch. So if you need a little bit of support, do use a chair or a sofa. When we step the left foot forward, hips are nice and evenly stacked in. We tuck the tailbone under. I want you to push the hips forward, get a good big release through the front of that thigh and through the front of the hip. It's important those hips face directly forward. Now we want to hold this stretch. It should be comfortable, okay? So we're not pushing past the point of discomfort. Staying here. Breathing, chest is up. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. If it's comfortable for you to do so, push a little bit further into that stretch. And you can also push the knee out slightly as well. And on your next out breath, on your next exhale, push away, swap those legs over. Right leg comes ahead. Tuck the tailbone under, push those hips forward. And again, this wants to be a nice comfortable stretch here, just through the front of the body. And then using that breath to relax the body even further, pushing those hips a little bit further if it's comfortable. And in your own time, when you're ready, bring yourself up to standing. We're going to come into our quad stretch. So for the fronts of the thighs, nice soft bend in the knees. We're going to bring your heel round towards your bottom, making sure that you've still got that nice tall spine, so we're not overarching the back. Knees are close, heel towards the bottom, soft bend in that supporting leg. And we're going to be moving on to our glute stretch. We're going to be keeping hold of the same foot, and what I want you to do is bring that heel round, so the ankle is now sat just on top of the thigh, okay? So away from the knees. Sit your bottom down and back. Do hold on to something if you need help with your balance here. And you can also do this one seated if you're in a front room and you've got a sofa handy. Just make sure those hips are nice and evenly stacked. Chest is tall with a nice neutral spine. Take a couple of breaths here and then we're going to come back up to standing. You've got your quad stretch and your glute stretch on the opposite side. So just when you're ready, release off of that stretch. Bring those knees in nice and close together. Again, heel round towards your bottom, knees nice and soft. And in your own time, when you're ready, releasing off from that stretch, bringing the ankle just above the thigh here. Ooh. Sit your bottom down and back. Hold on to a wall if you need to for a little bit of support, or sit yourself down on a sofa. Good, chest is up. Again, releasing and stretching off the piriformis, which is at the side of your bottom. Cross the glutes here as well. And then we've got one more stretch for our lower body. We're going to be stretching across the hamstrings at the back of the legs. So you're going to come up to standing. Two options here. Really important that we've got the knees together, but we're going to step one foot slightly ahead. We're going to sit your bottom down and back. So again, breaking at the hip like we did with our hip hinge, getting a nice big stretch through the back of the thigh. You do also have the option to point your toes up towards the ceiling. Neutral spine. If you're not comfortable folding that much, then you can use an elevated surface here. Just make sure you're not locking or pinging that knee back. Just a nice gentle stretch across the back of the leg. Lovely, and swap those legs over so you've got the option of knees nice and close together. Sit that bottom down and back, raise the toes if it's comfortable, if not in that elevated surface. Whichever you feel the best stretch, and if you need to support yourself, do rest yourself on the bent leg but on the thigh, avoiding the knee. Lovely, and as you relax that down, we're going to bring ourselves up nice and tall. I want you to push your thumbs back to squeeze in with your shoulder blades, opening wide across the front of the chest. Make sure we're not overarching the back here. And then we're going to gently fold the arms forward, bringing the back of the hand into your palm. Push that away, get a nice big stretch to the upper back, and drop your chin down to your chest if that's comfortable for you. And then bring those arms up overhead together, over to the side just for a quick side bend here. Over towards the opposite. And then bring yourself back into the centre, drop those arms down by your side. Give yourself a good little shimmy and shake. Give yourself a massive clap. Well done, that is your full body workout complete.